Congratulations to the SurfSense team. Hi, everyone. I'm Sahil, the founder and CEO of Flowstate. We are building agentic infrastructure for sports, AI watchers that understand live and archive sports video, and agents that automate work on top of it. I grew up playing competitive basketball, and in college, I became the captain of my team. But the year I became captain, we did not have a coach since our college was in a remote town in India. That year, I wasn't just expected to perform athletically, but I was also acting as a coach, manager, and operator for my team. That experience stayed with me. In sports, the people closest to the action are often overloaded, and when that happens, their performance suffers. At CMU, I studied computer vision and started applying it to the hard real-world autonomy problems. That's me in the Newell Simon Hall basement. We did not have this fancy facility 10 years back, actually. So great for the students now. But after that, I spent almost a decade working on challenging problems like self-driving cars and trucking across places like Apple and Waymo. Sports and computer vision were always the two worlds I wanted to bring together. And now, with modern AI, specifically vision language models that understand the world and also understand video, we can build agents that operate on top of the understanding. And this is exactly what Flowstate does. Our AI watchers monitor live and archive sports video and combine it with team, roster, fan, and sponsor context. Not just that, all the amazing sensors we are seeing here, that all can also feed into this context layer. And once this context layer is built, you can do workflow automation on top of that. So things like personalized highlights, player analytics, fan experiences, so on and so forth. So imagine if every player in the Mavs got a highlight reel after every game, giving them feedback on what they could do better next time. And before every game, if they got the same reel on their competitors to tell them how they could perform, right? And the same system also powers other use cases. In other words, Flowstate helps sports organizations multiply their output without adding additional headcount. We are already seeing validation from the market. We have a paying customer today which is paying us for powering production video workflows up to thousands of hours. We are also working with a leading NASCAR team, a major sports broadcaster and sports rights holder, and are in discussions with a major sports league. In closing, our belief is simple. The next advantage in sports won't simply come from keeping on adding cameras and cameras. It will come from the systems that can understand those cameras and automate workflows on top of it. And that's what we are building, real-time context and agents for sports workflows. Thank you.
So, Sahil, I realize tons of use cases. Is there one right now that's driving most of the GTM energy?
Yes, for sure. So we have already productionized metadata extraction on top of archives, but then we are also currently working on highlights. So all kinds of, what does the future of highlights look like, right? Like there are people trying to do automated highlights, but now you can change audio tracks, you can change language, you can add a commentator's synthetic voice. You can do story-based highlights where you create the sort of palpable tension of the game in the highlight itself, because these models that understand the world are also getting good at storytelling. So now it's not just going to be like three-pointer, three-pointer, three-pointer. It's going to be like a story where you show the moments where the game turned completely, right? So that's what we are building.
So you're not trying to do mission-critical things for sports teams, right? Because you can't deal with things like occlusion and variance and location, right? So what you want to do is have agentic AI that can easily replicate the same videos and reports that you want to do all the time. And for a broadcaster, you can create an agent and then use the broadcaster standards and goes out and look across the archives and put together whatever type of story, and then you connect to third parties like Higginsworth or whatever it is, or VO or all those other programs, and integrate it all together.
Yeah, so exactly. It's a great question, Mark. Actually, we want to start with archive because that's like, you don't have the real-time pressure, right? And then there's near real-time use cases that the final whistle goes 5 minutes, cut out highlights. So you want to be faster than the fastest YouTuber, actually.
Right, because it's agentic. So you just want, you're not worried about accuracy as much as you were speed and entertainment and story.
Today, but I actually believe if we are the Robotics Institute and we are talking about AI, right? So over time, if the entire transportation grid is going to be autonomous, if that's what we believe in, I think even a sports broadcast can be automated. And not like the players and coach, obviously, we all want more of that. But like when I was playing basketball, we had like no infrastructure, but my best sort of highlights of my life were happening on the court, but there was no one who was able to see it, right? But
Right, but there's a lot of applications that do that, right? Scene detection, all that kind of stuff that simplifies it. But what you're saying is you want to be able to automate a process that makes it more readily available for a business production application.
Exactly, right? And you can have like everything is becoming interfaceless. You have an agent, you talk to it, and you can get stuff done, right? So I think we envision the same future for an entire sports
So
team.
at halftime, you're sending a text through Slack and saying, make sure to put my dunk on that highlight. reel."
Exactly, right? Exactly.
Is this a vision model or is this a small model on top of large language models that already exist?
Yeah, great question. So we are not training models. I have trained a lot of models in my life in the past. Actually, I learned it from Marshall and a few others sitting in the audience. So, but the thing is that we are right now, I mean, the big labs are the foundation layer we are building on top of. So we are orchestrating the vision language models, but we are also, when needed, using classical computer vision models because vision language models are not great at everything right now. But over time, we'll probably get there, maybe not. So face detection, for instance, like Gemini doesn't know everyone's face, obviously. So we'll use a face detection model as a tool with an agentic framework on top of it. So that's how we are orchestrating this whole thing.
Got it. Thank you.
Who's the end user of this? Is it like a producer, or what does the experience look like today, like that user experience? How does this plug into existing user experiences, or are you basically delivering a new user experience for
So
that?
these are, right now it's digital teams and content operations teams because they are the back office sort of workforce, right? And digital teams are the ones who are creating highlights and posting it. So this major broadcaster we are working with, they have like a 50-member digital team just doing Instagram and TikTok on YouTube content, and they have now like rights to do like much longer highlights on the FIFA World Cup. So we're going to be working towards that with them. So digital teams and content operation teams. But we want to go to the production teams as well because that's where the pressure is the highest. There are like 50 feeds coming in, and they need to cut a 4-hour broadcast from it. Like the shoot ratios have gotten so high. So we want to go and like work on those as well eventually.
And is the buyer excited that the 15-person team can become a 5-person team, or just that the 15-person team is now armed with better tools?
Yeah, no, great question. I think it's a very delicate topic, to be honest, to be going and saying that, hey, you know, you can like fire people, right? But really, the truth of the matter is that you can do much more now. Like personalized highlights is such an underexplored area. Like you and I consume sports in a very different way. You have like a fan relationship with a player, not necessarily a team, right? You might want a player-based highlight, but you might also want a team-based highlight. You might want 10 of them, right? So yeah, I think we want to do more is the question here. And they all want to do more, actually, right?
All right, Jean,
I just
final
have one
question.
It's probably, it may be naive, but in this day where we have NIL, and because I'm a Division I athlete, I am. Okay.
Sorry,
So
say
we're
that?
clear. No, I'm teasing, but I own my image. So does that mean you need to have my rights to use my image for this? I'm trying to understand the rights to all of this content.
You are absolutely right. So we are working, that's why, with rights holders directly. And
Yeah.
rights is also kind of a
What
very
will that cost? Sorry, what that cost structure could look like? It's almost analogous to some royalties, and I'd love to make sure that you don't spend more than $1 when you only have $1.
No, so there are like teams, for instance, like NASCAR, right? So they give like 5 minutes of rights of posting on
Okay.
the actual broadcast to the teams. So teams can do digital posting up to 5 minutes. Like the leagues would actually have the whole thing, right? So we can do any kind of workflows for them. And similarly, I think the broadcasters who have rights, we can do anything for them because they have the entire sort of rights.
But if you line, we have to get going, but when you line all those costs up, I'm sure you've built a model that takes all of that into account. Just make sure there's enough for you at the end, because this just tells me that I should own my image. And whether, I mean, even in sitting in the audience, you can see a world where people start to go this route. So I just think that financial aspect needs to be.
No, that
All
makes
right, let's talk
Sorry.
about who is in the flow of Flowstate. This man flew in from San Francisco for 3 minutes with you all, taught by the world's best, Marshall Hebert, Dean of our School of Computer Science. It doesn't get more top talent than that.
Thank you,
Does
Margaret.
Yeah, we are at AWS very much in the flow state. Sahil would love to, obviously, $300,000 is the commitment I'd like to make from AWS.
Thank you so much.
On top of
Awesome.
that, you and I should connect. I'm sure you're aware that we now have the NBA on Prime, and I think you should be talking to the Prime team about some of the capabilities that you could unleash for that team. So when you're back, be in touch, and we should get you connected with those folks as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you really don't care what kind of video it is, actually, right? If Apple came out with extensibility for photos, and you can go through and find all the video, and you just connect your agent, right? So your low-hanging fruit is sports, but the reality is you just want to be have an easily instructable agent that anybody could use to apply to any type of video content, or even any type of content at all, right?
No, exactly. That's why we call it AI watchers, right? So agents sort of that watch videos, and could be any video and any photo for that
It could be
matter.
anything. Okay, yeah, I'd be all in on this. The sports side of it is the least interesting part of it, even though it seems most obvious. I think the personal use side, for people who don't understand what an agent is, don't know how to, extend access to their personal information, I think that's a huge opportunity. So I'd be willing to give 700,000 of AWS
Wow.
credits that he'll give you. No, but I would definitely, this is something I would invest in.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mark.
thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Will you tell me the
Anyone else want to make a commitment?
I would consider making a commitment. I don't have enough information yet, but I think there's an opportunity here from a scouting standpoint, and in the business that we're in, we have a technology company called Game Changer, where we stream more baseball games every month than have all the Major League Baseball games played since the beginning of time put together. And these kids are all trying to put together their highlight reel from a scouting standpoint to go to school. From a Game Changer standpoint, the top 50 young men who were just in the most recent MLB draft were on Game Changer. And I think that there's an ability to try to put together these highlight reels for these kids from a scouting standpoint or a college standpoint. So I'd like to learn a little bit more about it. But
100%. I'll come find you backstage later.
yeah, and I think there's a real opportunity here
Sahil
from
will
Game Changer.
find you. Excellent. All right. Great. Good job. Great work.